Hey guys, it's another week. Hope things went well this week. Um, we're moving on to some new topics that are in our exam, and we're just going to try to make sure we get through everything. Um, this next topic we're going to spend kind of two videos on. It's called summation notation. Kind of rhymes, but summation sounds like to sum something up or to add something up, and that's actually where it comes from. Summation means to add up things, and notation means like how do you show that? So how do you notate that? Notating something is probably something you've done in English class, where you have to footnotes or endnotes or something where you have to notate what you did. So anyway, so notate ways that we show summation. Okay. Now, I've talked about this a lot where most math was created by those like Greek guys back years ago. Okay. So one of the things they used was Greek symbols because that was their alphabet was Greek symbols. Okay. So this is the sigma letter. And you might have seen like sigma letters in fraternities, sororities, sigma pi, you heard maybe sigma pi and different things like that. So sigma is this like E, kind of big E-shaped thing. That's a sigma letter. And that is what they came up with for using summation notation. So this is saying we're going to sum up numbers for our input. So n is our variable. Now again, our class only uses, you could have an x here, it could be an a, it could really be any variable, but we're just going to use n for this class. It's not a big deal. So we're going to do summation from 1, starting at 1 and ending at 5, which means we're going to do 1, then we're going to plug in 2, then we're going to plug in 3, we're going to plug in 4, and we're going to plug in 5 into this formula, get answers, and then sum them all up. Okay? I know it might sound a little weird, but basically they're saying plug in a 1, solve it. Plug in a 2, solve it. Plug in a 3, all the way up to a 5, and then take all those answers and sum them up. Okay, so that's what summation notation is. So let's go ahead and just work on this one together. So again, here's our formula, 2n plus 3. And again, I can give you any formula. Okay, what they're saying is in for n, we're going to start with a 1. So again, we want to start with a 1. Okay, 2 times 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 3. 2 plus 3 is obviously 5. Okay, now we're going to take that same formula, but this time, like I'm saying, we're going to go from 1 to 5. We're going to plug in a 2 this time. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 3. So this time we got 7. Okay, and then we just keep going. 2 times 3 plus 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. Okay, now again, we're going from 1 to 5, so we've got to keep going. 2 times 4 plus 3. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. And then here's our last one, 2 times 5, because I'm going from 1 to 5 again. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. Okay, so I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going from 1 to 5. But remember, summation, we're summing. So actually, we are going to add up all of our answers. And that is actually going to be the final thing we do. So I'm going to take and just grab my calculator, 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus 13. And boom, the summation for this formula from 1 to 5 is 45. Okay, so that is the answer. 45 is the summation of that. Okay, let's do a little harder one. So look at this one over here. Now, you can see that we're giving some negative numbers, and I don't have to start at 1. I mean, I can start wherever I want. So we're going to start at 4 and go up to 7. Now again, that's the same E symbol. So I'm doing summation from n starting at 4 up to 7. So again, you don't always have to start at 1. Okay, and then my formula is negative 3n plus 11. So this time I have a negative 3 times n and then plus 11. Excuse me. So let's start. The first n is 4. So again, our first n is 4. Okay, now again, we're just going to do the math. Again, use your calculator. Negative 3 times 4. Remember, order of operations. I didn't really talk about that on the other side. Remember, you're going to multiply before you do any adding. So negative 3 times 4, negative 12, plus 11. Okay, that's going to be a negative 1. Remember, negative 11 or negative 12 plus 11. Use your calculator. Okay, that's a negative 1. Okay, now we're going to plug in the 5. Again, we're going from 4 to 7. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So negative 3 times 5 is a negative 15 plus 11. Negative 15 plus 11, again, use your calculator, that's a negative 4. Okay, negative 3 times 6 plus 11. Negative 3 times 6 is a negative 18 plus 11. Negative 7. Okay, now we're going to do 7. Negative 3 times, going again, 4 to 7. Negative 3 times 7 plus 11. Negative 3 times 7 is negative 21. Plus 11, that's a negative 10. And then guys, just like we did on the last one, you're going to combine, add up all those numbers. Now again, watch on your calculator. When you're adding up negatives, you would actually kind of type in negative 1 plus negative 4 plus negative 7 plus negative 10. Okay, and actually, guys, when you add up a bunch of negatives, they stay negative. Remember, adding negatives just keep getting bigger in the negative direction. Guys, I'm just going to keep going down the negative number line farther and farther, and actually this finishes up as negative 22. Okay, and that's the answer. Negative 22 would be the summation of that problem right there. Okay, plugging in 4 to 7 and simplifying. So negative 22. Okay, so on your assignment tonight, today, just you're doing a very similar problem here. Okay, you can see in green there, we're going from n equals 2 up to 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And your formula is 3n minus 7. 3n minus 7. Okay, and you're going to find the summation of those numbers. Okay, and then post that. Remember, go to new post in the journal and type in your answer. Okay, thanks. See you guys. Bye.